Imagine transforming from a persecutor to a pillar of faith. Have you ever wondered what it takes to transform from being an ardent persecutor to becoming one of the most influential advocates for faith? The story of Paul the Apostle, originally known as Saul of Tarsus, is a remarkable journey of transformation, faith, and resilience. This video will take you through the incredible life of Paul, from his early days as a persecutor of Christians to his final moments as a martyr. Stay tuned to discover the extraordinary journey and final moments of Apostle Paul. Paul's journey begins in Tarsus, a city in modern-day Turkey. Born into a Jewish family, Saul was also a Roman citizen, Acts 22:28, a privilege likely granted due to his grandparents' land ownership. Being a Roman citizen was a significant status in that era and afforded him certain rights and protections. These rights included the ability to appeal directly to the emperor in legal matters and protection from degrading forms of punishment, such as whipping. This status would later play crucial roles in Paul's ministry and various legal challenges he faced. However, it was his Jewish heritage that deeply influenced his early years, shaping his identity and worldview in profound ways. Saul was educated under Gamaliel, one of the most respected Pharisees of that time, Acts 22:3. This education was not just a typical education, it was a detailed, rigorous grounding in Jewish law, traditions, and scriptures. Sitting at the feet of Gamaliel, Saul learned to interpret and apply the complex facets of Jewish legal and theological thought. His studies allowed him to gain an in-depth understanding that would enable him to become a fierce advocate for Judaism. This rigorous training made him an ardent defender of Jewish traditions and norms. As Saul grew older, he became increasingly aware of the emerging sect known as the followers of Jesus. To him, this new movement posed a considerable threat to the purity and sustainability of Judaism. Convinced that he was doing the work of God, Saul dedicated himself to eradicating this new movement, Acts 18:3. He saw it as his mission to protect the Jewish faith by any means necessary, including persecution of the followers of Jesus. Driven by zeal, he went from place to place, seeking out these followers and bringing them to justice according to the Jewish law. His dedication was so intense that he was present at the stoning of Stephen, one of the first Christian martyrs, signifying his deep commitment to his cause. One pivotal moment in Saul's life was witnessing the stoning of Stephen, the first Christian martyr, Acts 7:58. Stephen's unwavering faith and ultimate sacrifice left an indelible mark on Saul. Although he played a significant role in Stephen's death, this event set the stage for Saul's own transformation. On his way to Damascus, with the intention of persecuting more Christians, Saul experienced a life-changing event. A blinding light from heaven enveloped him, and he heard a voice saying, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" Acts 9:4. This divine encounter with Jesus left Saul temporarily blinded and profoundly shaken. After 3 days of blindness, Saul was visited by Ananias, a disciple in Damascus. Through Ananias's prayers, Saul regained his sight and was baptized, Acts 9:17-18. This marked the beginning of his new life as Paul, an ardent follower and apostle of Jesus Christ. From that moment on, Paul dedicated himself to spreading the gospel, starting with preaching in synagogues about Jesus being the Son of God, Acts 9:20. Paul's first missionary journey began with Barnabas as his companion, Acts 13:2-3. They traveled extensively, spreading the gospel among Gentiles and encountering both acceptance and opposition. Their journey took them through Cyprus and several cities in Asia Minor, where they established churches and encouraged new believers, Acts 13:14. A significant moment in Paul's ministry was the Council of Jerusalem, Acts 15:1-29. Here, Paul and Barnabas addressed a critical issue: whether Gentile converts needed to follow Jewish laws. The council concluded that Gentiles did not have to adhere strictly to Jewish customs, allowing for greater inclusivity within the Christian community. Following a disagreement with Barnabas over John Mark, Paul embarked on his second missionary journey with Silas, Acts 15:40. They traveled through Macedonia and Greece, spreading the gospel and establishing new churches, Acts 16-18. During this journey, they met notable converts such as Lydia in Philippi, Acts 16:14, and faced various challenges, including imprisonment, Acts 16:23-26. Paul's missionary work was not without hardships. In Philippi, he and Silas were imprisoned after casting out a spirit from a slave girl, Acts 16:16-24. Despite their imprisonment, they continued to pray and sing hymns, leading to their miraculous release when an earthquake opened the prison doors, Acts 16:25-26. In Lystra, Paul faced another severe challenge when he was stoned by an angry mob and left for dead, Acts 14:19. However, he miraculously survived this ordeal and continued his mission undeterred, Acts 14:20-22. During his third missionary journey, Paul revisited many of the churches he had established earlier. He spent significant time in Ephesus, where he encountered both support and opposition, Acts 19. His teachings continued to inspire many, while also provoking hostility from those who felt threatened by his message. One of Paul's enduring legacies is his letters to various early Christian communities. These letters provided guidance on theological issues, moral living, and community organization. They are not merely historical artifacts, but remain foundational texts for Christian doctrine and practice today. Books such as Romans, Corinthians, and Galatians offer profound insights into the early Christian experience and Paul's theological vision. Paul's teachings have had a lasting impact on Christianity as we know it today. His emphasis on faith in Jesus Christ as central to salvation has shaped Christian theology profoundly, as exemplified in Romans 4:28. His writings continue to be scrutinized, studied, and revered by millions around the world. The intricate arguments and heartfelt advice found in his letters show Paul's deep understanding of faith, the human condition, and the divine. Paul's unwavering faith eventually led him to face martyrdom under Roman persecution, as mentioned in 2 Timothy 4:6-8. Despite knowing that his end was near, Paul remained steadfast in his beliefs and continued to encourage others through his writings until his final days. His courage in the face of death and his relentless dedication to his mission serve as a profound example of spiritual resilience and commitment. The story of Paul is one of remarkable transformation. Initially known as Saul, he was a fervent persecutor filled with zeal against Christians. His dramatic conversion transformed him into Paul, an apostle whose teachings would shape Christianity for centuries. This dramatic change is documented in texts like Galatians 23-24, which highlight the astonishment of early Christians at Saul's transformation into Paul. His life exemplifies the transformative power of faith, showing how a profound personal encounter with the divine can redefine one's purpose and legacy. Paul's letters go beyond mere religious instructions. They incorporate elements of admonishment, encouragement, deep theological reflections, and practical advice. They address specific concerns of his time, such as divisions within the church, moral conduct, and the integration of Jewish and Gentile believers. This multifaceted approach has allowed his teachings to remain relevant across diverse contexts and cultures through the centuries. In addition to his theological contributions, Paul's life and works serve as a historical testament to the struggles and growth of early Christianity. His travels, as documented in the Acts of the Apostles, reveal his tireless efforts to spread the gospel despite facing immense hardships, including imprisonment, beatings, and shipwrecks. Paul's resilience under these trials underscores his unwavering commitment to his faith and mission. As we reflect on Paul's incredible journey, let us consider our own paths. What can we learn from Paul's transformation? How can we apply his teachings in our lives today? Paul's story is not just about historical events. It's about inspiration and transformation that transcends time. Share this video with your friends and family so they too can be inspired by Paul's journey. If you found this video enlightening, make sure to subscribe to Kingdom Treasures for more inspirational stories like this one. We are dedicated to bringing you content that uplifts your spirit and strengthens your faith. We'd love to hear from you. How has Paul's story impacted your faith? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation with fellow viewers. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life of Apostle Paul. Stay blessed.